Welcome to the Mind of the Fans podcast, your go-to show for all things Premier League football. Join host David and Spy every week as they dissect the best and worst moments from each match, delivering insightful analysis and engaging discussions. From intense rivalries to top-notch performances, they've got you covered, but it doesn't stop there. Stay tuned for updates on major European games and breaking news. Get ready for an unforgettable football experience on the Mind of the Fans podcast. Let the games begin.
Hello everyone, we're so glad you could join us on another episode of Mind of the Fans podcast, the show we discuss all things football. Yes, we love football so much. I'm David and he's Spy. Spy, how are you doing this amazing week?
You said it very well. This week is amazing and I am amazing. How are you, David?
I am very amazing. Amazing week, amazing day. I mean, other than the cold though, the cold is what's killing it, but absolutely love it.
Even better.
Nah, I really do not like the cold. I mean, I've been here like 3 years now and the cold is still gets me every time, you know.
Mate, the cold is my second name. I'm in shorts right now. Literally, I love the cold.
I don't know how you do it though.
It's my that keeps me going.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay, we move on. As usual, we have to start by saying thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for all your love. We can't really be doing this without you guys. So thank you guys for listening, for liking, for sharing, liking all our Instagram posts, viewing all our TikToks, you know, all our shorts. We really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. We'll keep bringing you guys amazing stuff. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Spy.
As usual, keep up the good work, lads.
Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's move on to what we have for you guys this week. So what do we have for you guys this week? Well, nothing really much other than, you know, the usuals, dissecting another amazing weekend of Premier League football.
Very, very amazing.
From late goals to back-to-back wins for some teams, you know, to long-awaited victories for some other teams.
Very not appealing long-awaited wins. But oh well, football is football. Deflections are deflections. But carry on, please.
And then also the draws. We had a period of just draws. So this weekend had it all precisely. So don't you agree, Spy?
Oh, I agree. Ups and downs and middles.
And middles, yeah, definitely. So where do you want to start from? Should we start with your predictions or should we start with the actual scorelines? Where do you want to kick off?
As usual, start with the predictions.
So Spy's predictions. Luton Town Spurs. Spy went 4-1 to Spurs.
Disgraceful behavior from Spurs. Disgraceful.
Fulham Sheffield. Spy went 2-0 to Sheffield.
That is honestly, I don't know why I said that. I thought Sheffield was something, but I'm wrong.
Burnley Chelsea. Spy went for Chelsea 1-0. United Brentford. Spy went for United 3-1. Everton Bournemouth. He went for Bournemouth 2-1.
Wow.
I don't know how he did that though, but I mean, last week when I heard you saying all this, I was just like, okay.
No, honestly, because Bournemouth, they always find a way to score big teams. And then I say, okay, they're playing a team on their level. They should be comfortable. But instead, Dominic Solanke, he decided to ghost. And Philip Billing, he decided to disappear. I don't understand, honestly.
Okay, I guess. Palace Forest. Spy went for Forest 1-0. Actually, also, so that's one I agreed to a bit because I thought Forest were, you know, on a high and just rising ball. Brighton Liverpool 2-2. You went for a draw 2-2. West Ham Newcastle.
Hold on. Did I actually say TT?
We'll get to that in a minute. West Ham Newcastle. You went for Newcastle 1-0. Wolves Villa. You went for 3-1 to Villa. And then my favorite. Oh, I love it when you get it. Like, this is the second time you have gotten it wrong. Same scoreline. You went for the same scoreline. Remember last the Community Shield, you were like, City will beat Arsenal 2-1. Today, well, last week, you went again, City beating Arsenal 2-1. And as we know,
like I said before we started this scoreline, deflections are deflections. But carry on.
Okay, yeah, let's carry on, shall we?
The scoreline for this week, let me say.
Actual scorelines, yeah.
Actual scorelines for game week 8. Kicked off at Spurs, Luton Town. Spurs won that 1-0. Yeah. Chelsea Burnley. Chelsea surprisingly scored 4 goals and won 4-1. Everton Bournemouth. Everton cruised and won 3-0. Fulham Sheffield United. Fulham won 3-1. Manchester United Brentford. Scott McTominay 1-2-1. So Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. That's where all the ties began. So that was a 0-0 draw. Went on to Sunday. Brighton Liverpool 2-2 draw. West Ham Newcastle 2-2 draw. Wolverhampton Aston Villa 1-1 draw. And of course, the one that David is smiling for, so I can say it out. Arsenal Manchester City deflection 1-0.
So let's kick off with our usuals. Obviously, we'll have for every game, we'll have a question from it, and we'll also have the player of the game, Spice player of the game. So let's kick off with that, shall we?
Yes, please.
Lovely. So obviously Spurs, starting with Spurs edging past Luton, the 1-0 victory. My question from the game is, I have two questions from this. My first question is from the game. Did you see that game ending 0-0? Did you think Luton could have snatched it?
Honestly, let me be so real with you right now. I had so much faith in Tottenham against Luton Town that I did not even watch that match. I saw the highlights, but not watch the game. But from what I saw from the highlights, Tottenham, what is going on? That should be a comfortable victory for them. That should have been at least maybe 4-1. But it's Tottenham. What can you expect? They play safe. They don't risk it all. They just play for, I don't know. Tottenham fans, tell me how you lot play.
So indirectly, you underestimated Luton.
I will not call it underestimating. I'll call it
based on previous results.
Good. So I'll say what we expected to see was a cruise from Spurs.
But Luton did have a chance to actually clinch the game. You know, they had like minutes before the goal, they had like a clear-cut chance and they missed it.
Like I said, they need signings. If they had their signings, I don't think they'll be missing chances like that.
But then, you know, Bissouma also got his the red card. I don't know how Luton couldn't capitalize on that, though.
Because, like I said, they are not a Premier League club. They're still getting used to the environment. They're still getting used. Premier League teams, they can play with 2 men down. Premier League teams, they expect the worst. And Luton, they're still getting used to this atmosphere. So once you're a man down, if your fans are not making the opponents notice that they are a man down, then I'm sorry, you need to sit up by either upping your fan base or buying new players. Because fact about it is that the fans do affect the game of football. So
yeah, definitely.
We've had players, we've had managers say, once you go into Anfield, whatever you've practiced, it just leaves your head because you feel like you're in the wrong place. And that's why I rate Arteta for making Arsenal players train under the "You Never Walk Alone" anthem, which was funny, but if you think about deep into it, he has a lot of sense to it.
Yeah, definitely. You remember when everyone was entering him on social media because of that thing? They were like, oh, and then they still ended up losing. But then there's a mindset to it.
Yeah, he's building a character. The character must not show immediately, but at the end of the day, every building has its start and finish. So right now he has started it, and we're seeing the finished results.
Exactly. And we'll talk about Arsenal in a minute. But then, as I said, so Luton actually did have a chance. I mean, maybe I'm not saying they could have won the game with that chance, but they had a clear-cut chance, like on the 47th minute, because Spurs scored on the 52nd minute. They had a chance at the 47th minute, and the guy blasted it wide. He would have finished it
comfortably. Left foot.
That's crazy. I believe that, though. No, I actually believe that. No sarcasm. I believe that.
Of course. No Martin.
So my second question, obviously, from this game is, right now, Spurs are top of the table. Do you see them, and I think I asked this question last week, do you see them actually staying top or keeping up this momentum that they have?
Once they have what I call the Premier League fixtures, whatever idea they have will have to change.
I mean, technically, they have played Arsenal, they have played Liverpool, they have played United. So, I mean, it's just City, Chelsea.
This list, please.
What?
Don't put United in that list.
Well, no, like United is still a big 6 team, so.
Not right now. Sorry, not right now.
So you don't think they can keep it up?
Who? United?
No, Spurs.
No, Spurs. Next week they've got Fulham. Not next week. This weekend they've got Fulham. Actually, next week they've got Fulham. They've got Palace. The fixtures are looking quite comfortable for them, but looking at the fact that they struggled against Luton, I mean,
away from home though. It was away from home.
Doesn't really matter. doesn't really matter. If they struggled, Luton's fan base is not like, oh, I don't know, but you struggled against Luton with the quality of players you have. I don't think they will have an easy game against Fulham. I would like to see it because Fulham is like the last 2 seasons Wolverhampton. You know how Wolverhampton was? When they say a big team, that's when their players decide to become prime Messi and prime Ronaldo.
Yeah, I remember that season. Yeah.
So Fulham, they have the capability of doing it. And I'd like to see that game.
Yeah. So let's leave Spurs. Let's go to another London team. Chelsea Burnley. Obviously, Chelsea beating Burnley 4-1. I don't know if you watched the game, but what stood out for you on that game?
What stood out for me is that we saw 2 things happen. We saw prime Hazard.
Sterling. I assume that's Sterling.
Yes, prime Hazard in the spirit, and we saw a comfortable Champions League, treble-winning player in the squad that really and truly helped organize that Chelsea team.
And I'm assuming that's Cole Palmer.
Very good. If you see Cole Palmer, he took just 2 touches of the ball and Chelsea were in from his own half. That is what you call learning from the master, Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
He received the ball from a goal kick, took a touch out, played the pass. Chelsea were in 5-3. That is brilliant from that left-footed young. Oh my! He's a brilliant player. He is.
I mean, technically, right? If you look at Chelsea's team in terms of trophy-wise, experience in terms of trophy-wise, other than Sterling and Thiago Silva, there's no other person that has won or has been under that environment of winning. Do you know what I mean? Other than Cole Palmer.
No, I don't understand what you mean because they have the lives of Enzo Fernandez.
No, that's what I mean. Okay, Enzo too. Enzo has won the World Cup. Obviously, I forgot Enzo. But like in terms of players that have been in an environment where they are literally going for trophies and they are on the verge of winning trophies and they have won trophies, it's just Enzo, Sterling, and Thiago Silva. Other than that, he's then the next person. And I think when you look at the rest of them, he has more than all of them considering he has won the treble. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So I think that's probably, he brings that experience there too.
He has that long-time chemistry with Sterling as well.
Exactly, yeah. And obviously, just to pause for a minute and just congratulate Hazard, the actual Hazard. He announced his retirement earlier this week. What a career he had. So just to take a break and just acknowledge that for a minute. Yeah. Anyways, back to the current Chelsea team. Sterling. Obviously, Sterling had an amazing game. 4 goal contributions. He was, I don't want to say 4 goal contributions, but he was involved in all 4 of Chelsea's goals. So that was really good.
Yes, Babylon himself.
Exactly too. So that was a really good performance. I don't know if he was pissed about being dropped last week. And he was like, you know what, I'm going to show you why I'm the most experienced on this team in terms of the Premier League and what I've done in Premier League. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kudos to Chelsea though. Kudos to Chelsea. Back-to-back wins since March. My question now from this game is, at Chelsea, is this their turning point?
No. It's just
Why do you say no?
It's just stepping stool.
Yeah, what?
Stepping stool.
Okay. Stepping stool. Okay.
Why?
Why? Yeah. Why?
Fixtures are not something to not expect a Chelsea side to win. Okay, a Chelsea side has been going through something, but yeah, you still expect them to win it. But the fact that they won it comfortably, the past 2 games, 2-0 and 4-1 now, I think, it's a big stepping stool for them. And now it depends on the players and the coaches to use that stepping stool to either carry on forward or to use the stepping stone and come down from it.
Their next 7 fixtures are not the best though.
Exactly. Next week they've got Arsenal.
Then they got Brentford. Then the Carabao Cup, we'll leave that aside. But then they have Spurs. Then they have City. Then they have Newcastle. Then they have Brighton. Then they have United. Like, it's just back to back to back. Not so good games.
But at the end of the day, there's a saying: through the storm comes light. After that storm, they have a walkover of fixtures that they can bag as much points as possible.
And hopefully they do bag those points though. But those games are not, oh my, I'm just looking at it now and I'm like, what is wrong with these Premier League people? Why are you setting This is a crime. What's this? Arsenal, Brentford.
It's very hard. I love it. I love it so much. It makes the game week interesting. you always have that game to look up to, you know?
So out of 21 points, how many do you think they can get from that?
Honestly, if they keep playing the way they play, they can get at least 9.
Okay, so let's say they beat Brentford. They lose to Arsenal, they beat Brentford.
Okay, they win Arsenal, they beat Brentford. They win Newcastle.
I don't know though, but I still believe they will do something good this season. So we'll see.
Yeah, they start off by winning Arsenal next week for the whole world to see that deflections don't always deflect. But yeah.
Okay, spy, whatever you say. Let's move on to another interesting game. I will call it this. This was really interesting. United Brentford. That was really interesting, though. I mean, I saw the L staring at United. I saw Ten Hag under serious pressure. But then came clutch. Scott McTominay came and just bagged 2 late goals. 90 plus 4, 90 plus 7, if I remember correctly.
Everyone is still forgetting the Maguire assist. Come on, give that brother some credit.
I mean, obviously, he did have a good game, though. I mean, I can't really pick anything out of what Maguire did that will say, oh, he messed up here, oh, he messed up. He did have a good game. I really don't get why people give him this thing for it, though. Like,
because he's Maguire.
I don't know. It's not fair, though. He receives a lot of criticism. But away from, let's leave Maguire. Let's focus on the team now. Obviously, the first goal, Onana and his usuals. We call it usuals because he has been doing it now on a regular basis. My question is, from this game is this win now a turning point for Ten Hag and United, or are we still going to see not so amazing performances, not so amazing results, things like that?
100%. We're still going to see rubbish football. We are still going to see not taking chances. We are still going to see lazy Rashford. We are still going to see a lot of rubbish because those players, only a handful of those players in the United squad play for the badge. The others play to get paid.
So your reason for no is because there's no passion from...
No passion, no strive. The people that have passion, you can see there are those academy young boys. Scott McTominay, Garnacho, those young boys. Casemiro, not young, but Casemiro, Amrabat. Amrabat said Amrabat can play in goal for us.
I'm sorry, I'm going to pause you here and ask this question. Did you say Casemiro and Amrabat? But their performances on the pitch aren't necessarily showing that passion, though.
Their performances on the pitch are not showing the passion because it's not a one-man job.
Okay, I get that, but
then... you see against Galatasaray, Casemiro created a lot of chances, stopped a lot of attacks, but he got a red card. Why? So it wasn't his fault. It was Onana's fault.
But we're not talking about the Galatasaray game. We're talking about the
Brentford game. He did not have the best of games, but at the end of the day, football is a form thing. I'm not saying he didn't play good. He still played good in some aspects, but it's not a one-man thing. But not only Casemiro can hold the whole midfield, while the rest jalabant. So, and Amrabat, once he steps on the pitch, he gives his all. He may not play well, but you can see he's trying to give his all. He's still getting used to the Premier League atmosphere. He's trying his best, and I'll give him credit for that. And that is why I don't over-criticize Onana, because he has a big boot to fill.
That's very true. Yes, that's very true.
Because you cannot come and fill in for De Gea, who has been in the club since before I started supporting them, and just want to take over his legacy in 9-10 games. No, you're going to start with a lot of storm. Good thing he's taking the responsibilities, but he has big boots to fill. People should give him time. The same way Arsenal fans, I've been telling them, give Havertz time. And look at what happened last week. Havertz set up a deflection. But besides the point, give him time. He has a big boot to fill. Good thing we saw David De Gea back in Manchester. I don't know what he's doing in Manchester, but
at the women's game, the women's UEFA Champions League game against PSG. PSG, yeah.
Hopefully he's here to give give Onana some shares and tips and whatsoever. Hopefully we'll see some better Onana moments. Onana is a Champions League finalist for a reason.
Yeah, and Ten Hag always says that he's always like he's played in the Champions League final, he's done this, he's done that, and Anyways, Ten Hag. So you think Ten Hag has nothing to also do with that? Your no response.
What do you mean by no response?
Like when you said you don't think this is a turning point for United, you think Ten Hag is the reason for that? No.
Honestly, I feel if you watch the game, you could see that, okay, there were a lot, like, let's give it 60 minutes out of 90 minutes. You could see that there was that bit of what Ten Hag wanted from his players being acted out. But it's all about taking your chances, all about the final third. Manchester United, in every game, they create about minimum of like 8 chances, but they don't take it. And when they don't take it, this is Premier League. The other team will punish you for not taking it.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely.
unless they sort out their finishing, because at the end of the day, the best way to defend is by attacking.
Yeah.
So at United, they do attack. They are known for counter-attacks. They are known for ruthless finishing. But we are not seeing that. We are seeing someone that is trying to fill up the boots. Rasmus Højlund. He's trying. We saw this beautiful gameplay in Galatasaray. He's trying. But like I said, it's not a one-man job. You are not Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not a one-man job. So we have to get Garnacho in there. Garnacho creates, anytime Garnacho is on the ball, Manchester United fans, we're out on the edge of our seats. But nowadays, when Rashford is on the ball, we are just saying pass, pass, pass. Because he's not on the form. But I don't see why Ten Hag is still starting a boy that is not on form. But moving on, please.
Moving on. Yeah, I mean, I hope United can see this. I think also, I think the problem is more of an internal issue. I don't think is external. Sorry, I don't think is obviously players on the pitch affected and all that good stuff. But I still think it's internal. I hope they can get past this. As I use this win, this heroic win. Well, not heroic. Yeah, heroic win as a turning point. Let's move on to another game. Liverpool drew with Brighton. So I watched that game. I can't really tell you. I think the only thing I don't really have anything to say about Liverpool. I mean, I just don't have anything to say. I watched the game. I don't really have anything to say. But from Brighton's standpoint, my question is, do you think Europa League is catching up to them? Do you think playing Thursday football, coming back Sunday is catching up to them?
I just feel like they need a couple of more weeks to get used to it, because you could see Newcastle against West Ham, because of the Wednesday football. It took them. Or Tuesday football, or whatever. They had a slow start, but they still came back into the game, even though it was a bit slow or whatever. They still came back into the game. West Ham drew late on, but it took them a while to kick it back in.
I mean, West Ham too played Thursday football too, so
exactly.
That's kind of.
You could see that the game was left early, late. So West Ham scored first, quite an early goal. Then Newcastle kicked in, scored again. And West Ham left it late. Mohamed Kudus, beautiful strike.
I mean, that's another game, but that makes.
So Brighton, they just need a couple more weeks to get used to that type of football. And yeah, you could see, because both teams also had a Thursday football as well. But you could see that Liverpool, they are kind of used to it. But Brighton gave them a game, and Liverpool is not the Liverpool that we know, or the Liverpool that teams are afraid of. No, this is just Liverpool. They still score the goals. Yeah, we give them that because Mohamed Salah is still there. But I feel if this was last 2 seasons Liverpool, that game would have been finished before it started.
Yeah, and Salah's finish was amazing, by the way. Like the first goal, Salah's finish was amazing. That kid's name, what's his name? Andigra. That goal outside to get past Alisson. I mean, Alisson made the mistake, but that goal was something, though.
Obviously, that was for him to think of taking that shot from there. I know Alisson was not in his line, but he didn't go for a dink. He went for a coiler. That was a brilliant shot.
Yeah. And just transitioning, using the subject of great goals as a stepping stool, I want to talk about Everton for a minute. They beat Bournemouth 3-0. Did you see this guy's goal, Jack Harrison? Oh yes. My God. I think those are the only types of goals he scores. He doesn't score like normal.
He doesn't score normal goals, no. He's just like a charisma. They don't score normal goals.
For a minute, I forgot Everton actually signed him. Like when I was watching the highlights, the replays, and I was like, Jack Harrison, when did Everton sign on? I was like, what's going on? But then I remembered, oh yeah, they did sign him and then he was injured and all that stuff. But yeah, so Everton look like they are getting the necessary wins, those little wins against teams that are maybe on their level or slightly below them.
Yeah, they're kicking it back in. You can see, like I said, once Everton, they have their players back, not like I said, but if they have their players back, everyone fit, they could be that underdog team that actually gives people problems because they have the quality. They have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, they have Jack Harrison who play for Leeds, they have Abdullah Doucouré. They also have Young and all of that. So they just need everyone to be fit, honestly.
Exactly.
They need everyone to be fit, definitely. But I think it's to help Everton the most. And United.
And United, yeah. United with all their injury challenges, yeah. And then for Bournemouth, do you think changing their manager was a good thing? Obviously now they have this like their second loss back to back. Why am I saying second loss? This is their third loss back to back. They just have 3 points, sitting 19th on the table. Do you think changing their manager as they did was the right call?
I thought it was too early. To change the manager. Yeah, you're not getting the best of points, but
there was technically there wasn't a reason for changing Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, because he was actually, I'm not saying he was getting the results, but you could see that, okay, he's bringing the good out of the players. Because he's Dominic Solanke scoring, even though they're losing, they're still scoring.
Exactly.
But now they're just seeing a non-attacking Bournemouth side.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Bournemouth, hopefully, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about them, but hopefully they get their stuff sorted out, Moving on, obviously, Wolves, Aston Villa. Is it safe to say Gary O'Neill is doing a good amount of job with the very little resources he had?
I'll say yes, he is.
I thought so too. I think considering Wolves didn't necessarily go into the market, didn't necessarily do much, he has given them a little bit of life. The fans are not, because they are 14th now with 8 points, 2 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses, obviously. But even with the little resources they had coming into the season, I think he has done a nice job in making the fans forget that they didn't bring in anyone and all that stuff.
Yeah, true. Because even Pep said it, they haven't seen the quality they have up front, especially with that Asian boy.
Did he say Asian or Korean guy? Which did he say?
Well, he said the Korean. So he is a problem up front.
Okay, let's move on. Obviously, Sheffield beat Sheffield 3-1. Fulham obviously look like they are going for the same thing they did last season, just trying to finish above the bottom half, between that 10th and 7th spots. I don't really have anything to say concerning Fulham. Fulham will still be Fulham every match. They play exciting football. Joao Paulinho will do his thing. Willian will do his thing. This guy Andre Pereira will do his thing. Decordova Reid will do their thing. Bredeno will do their thing. So I'm not worried about Fulham. But Sheffield, and this question I have is not just for Sheffield. It's for the 3 promoted teams. Do you think they are in trouble? Let me rephrase my question. How much trouble do you think these promoted teams are in?
A lot. And I'll leave it at that.
I mean, technically, the difference between Luton 17th place and 20th place is 3 points. Sheffield and Burnley both make up the bottom 3, and Luton follows just right behind, level 1 point with Burnley. Between 3 of the promoted teams, there have just been 2 wins in 24 games. 2 wins in 24 games. That's scary.
That is very scary.
I don't know how you can survive as a team, as a promoted team in the Premier League with 2 wins between 3 of you guys in 24 games, 1 win in 8 games, while reaching the marathon part of the season and you are just 1 win. Nah, I don't know.
That is looking scary. That's literally all I can say.
Okay, let's move on to the last game of the match week, the big one. Arsenal City. North London forever. Whatever the weather, the streets are our own.
Okay.
Anyways, what have my questions for the game, but what did you see from the game from both sides?
I saw a lacking City team and I saw a comfortable Arsenal team.
Okay. I like that analysis. And did you think both teams came respecting each other, like the way they played? Do you think they both came, okay, we're going to sit back, respect these guys and see what happens from there?
No. I feel that they came in and said, okay, we'll give them our football and we want them to play according to how we want them to play.
Okay. So in other words, is cautious the right word to use? Were they both cautious, or it was just a game plan? Like, okay,
I think
because
they were more cautious because they don't have what they usually have against teams like that. So it was a bit new for City to play a game like that.
yeah, I mean every show you hear, they were like City played a kind of weird ass game and I mean obviously I know City is used to. I mean obviously they currently have injuries and stuff like that, but there wasn't any attacking life to their game. Like other than that Raya's chance with Alvarez, Alvarez chance against Raya, I can't really tell you I saw City having any shot on goal.
I don't even think they did because wow, they need Rodri. They need Rodri.
And
Because
that was one of my questions for you. I was going to ask that. That was one of my questions.
you
And
could see a City team play without De Bruyne and they'll still play what they are playing. But without Rodri, you could just see that missing item that Bernardo Silva tried to fill, but at the end of the day, no one can fill it.
which was weird though. Why did Pep decide to start Bernardo Silva in the six? Is it lack of trust for Calvin Phillips, or what was going on there?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think you have to have a press conference with Pep Guardiola and ask him that yourself.
Because that was just really weird. I mean, is it that he's lacking trust, or I don't know. I don't know though. Like, I don't think it's fair to Calvin Phillips too, because he's tried and obviously you think he's tried everything in training and things like that, and you have Pep has come out and said these things about him, about how he hasn't done the best coaching with him. You think that he should have a level of trust in him to start him in a game like this when they are lacking a six, but rather he starts Bernardo Silva. Does that make sense? Does it make sense?
It doesn't, but can we do?
Or I mean, as I said, other than Arsenal stellar defending against Man City, City did have their usual attacking prowess to them, you know. So it was just a really dead game for a minute. For a minute I thought it would end a draw. And I was happy to I won't lie, I was happy to take it.
Of course you would be. Of course.
But this win ended a 12 game loss against City. 12 tries. But talking back all the way to 2008. No, not 2008. 2000. I can't remember the year though.
Yeah, it's a long one, but you guys have to be happy with the win because it keeps you in the, I'll not call it title race, but sitting comfortably in second place. Not even second place, basically first place with Tottenham. But if City won that game or maybe a draw, Tottenham would have had a little bit of a gap. So we have to give it to you guys for making your not London fans happy.
2015 was the last time Arsenal beat City.
Wow.
That was in the Premier League though, not like FA Cup and Community Shield. We're talking Premier League, and this is the first time since 2018 December that City have lost back-to-back league games. 2018 December, Spy, where were we?
2018 December, we were in Cherryfield College.
Yeah, like when I heard that start, I was like, but yeah, that's to show how good City have been and the level you have to rise as a team to be. Not to lose back-to-back games since 2018. But then obviously I think you have answered my first question, but I'll still ask it again. Do you think Rodri was the cause of how City, the loss of Rodri was the cause of how City have been playing? Or the second part of the question, according to Gary Neville, there's something called treble hangover. Do you think it's the treble hangover?
Treble hangover would have passed a long time ago, so no, I don't think it is.
And yeah, you did say that last week, but I just had to ask because it's, as I said, it's unusual to see a City team lose back-to-back games. So
it better start getting usual because we need it to be happening.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if we want Arsenal to win the league, we need to allow City need to start losing back-to-back games on a regular. Anyways, before we move on to the players of each game of the match week, we are currently heading into an international break, and this is how the table looks going into the second international break of the season. Obviously, Spurs and Arsenal first and second respectively, each with 20 points. Just goals for separating Arsenal and Spurs. Spurs has 18 goals and Arsenal has 16. Then City follows suit with 18 points. Then Liverpool, Aston Villa, Brighton with 17, 16 points. and 16 points respectively. West Ham follows in 7th, then Newcastle not far behind. You have United and Chelsea 10th and 11th respectively, 12 points, 11 points to Chelsea, 12 points to United. And then your bottom 4, Luton Town, Burnley, Bournemouth and Sheffield make up your bottom 4. How much change do you see happening on this table once we get back from the international break?
That's a tough question. No, not much, honestly. Not much.
In terms of the bottom or the top?
In terms of the bottom.
Okay.
The top, I just think probably Arsenal replace Tottenham up top, and that'll be pretty much it. It does just some teams climbing, and that's at least it depends on the injuries, because as we heard, Saka is going through rehabilitation with his club.
Okay.
As instructed with England, so I don't really see that affecting Arsenal. Maybe it's just because of the fixture that they had.
Definitely, So then moving on to the players of the game. Oh wait, no, lastly, before I move on to that, I had one question. Consistency, the referees, consistency. Do you think they are being consistent? I mean,
if we open the page of referees on this podcast, I think we might get banned.
So let's just assume they are, right?
Let's just assume that the fans know what type of referees we're dealing with.
Okay, that's fair. So your players of the game, though. Let's starting with Luton Spurs.
At the end of the day, it always comes down to, if Spurs win, the player of the game has to be Maddison. But this time I'll give it to Højbjerg.
Okay.
I'm joking. It stays at Maddison.
It still stays. That's exactly what I thought too, because the way he turned that defender, though. Yes, I mean, that's not the only reason, but like the way he just to highlight the way he turned that defender. Okay. Fulham Sheffield.
I would say Willian.
Lovely. Burnley Chelsea.
Sterling.
Man United Brentford. I almost said McTominay. Man United Brentford.
You already said whose name is. Moving on.
Everton Bournemouth.
Doucouré. Sorry, Harrison.
Crystal Palace Forest. Obviously, that was a 0-0 game. Nothing really to talk about from there. Yeah. But your player of the game?
I'll give it to John Stone.
Okay. Sorry, Stone. What's his name?
John Stone.
Johnston, whatever, Johnston. Yeah, Palace goalkeeper. Brighton, Liverpool.
Mohamed Salah.
West Ham, Newcastle.
Kudus.
Mohamed Kudus. Wolves, Villa.
Wolverhampton, Villa. Hang Hee Chan.
Okay. And Arsenal, City.
Ben White.
There are actually so many people to pick from for Arsenal City.
Okay. As you asked me a question, I've given you an answer. I don't like speaking about
I could say William Saliba.
I don't like speaking about Arsenal when they win.
Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz. I could just keep going, They played, but Ben White, that's a fair shout out. That's a fair shout out to Ben White. Okay, now rounding up the show, do you want to give your predictions for the match week now, or do you want us to leave the fans hanging and then just right before we'll do an IG live kind of thing?
Right before, I love the idea of an IG live.
So we should just keep them to IG live.
Yes.
Okay. With that being said, that brings us to the end of another amazing episode. We appreciate you guys for listening to this episode. Another match week come and gone. Amazing match week come and gone. Next match week will be in 2 weeks' time. Yes, after the international break. Will be in 2 weeks' time after the international break. So we'll see you guys after that match week. We won't have anything. We'll try to have something in store for you guys next week. Probably just the IG live. But match week 9, Saturday, October 21st. We'll see you guys after that match week. Oh my God, there is a Monday game.
Spurs. A fan of a Monday game?
I'm not a fan of a Monday game. Spurs are playing Monday. Anyways, thank you guys for joining and tuning in. We really appreciate you guys and appreciate all your support. If you love international football, please watch it. I'm not a big fan of European qualifiers and all that stuff, but watch it. Yeah, and we'll see you guys after the international break. Spy, anything to add?
Please, just always turn on your notifications on Mind of the Fans podcast on Instagram. Turn on your notifications because that Instagram live is going to be one of the best Instagram lives you're going to witness.
Exactly. And just to reiterate on that, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on every
Apple
podcast platform streaming service, we're on all of it. So turn on your notifications for when an episode drops so that you won't miss it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with all your amazing friends
and as
and
always,
family.
keep up the
Good work. Yep. Keep up the good work. Have an amazing week ahead. We'll catch you guys next week. We're out.